Today we're talking about the ASAP Quick Pick, and I want to be precise about what we mean by that. Not ASAP as urgency for its own sake, not ASAP as a productivity hack. ASAP as a doctrine answer to a specific problem that every content consumer on this platform of YouTube has encountered, and almost none of them has named correctly. Before we get into the 5 questions this session will answer, I want to give you the frame that holds all of them together, because without the frame, the technique is just the tip. The tip fades, the frame stays. The frame is a cycle. You have encountered a version of it before. 4 stages. They move in order and they repeat. Unconscious incompetence. You don't know what you don't know. You're saving videos to watch later. You feel like you have a system. You don't yet know that the system has a foundational problem built into it. Conscious incompetence. The problem. You can name it, but you haven't built the habit that solves it. The knowledge is there. The technique isn't automatic yet. It's the uncomfortable middle. Most people stop here. Conscious competence. You're actively routing what you're doing and why. Every save is a decision. The playlist titles mean something. The system is working, and you can feel it working because you have to think about it. Unconscious competence. The routing decision becomes second nature. The titles become fast. The binary decision happens before you've consciously deliberated. The stratigraphy, the visible, datable, sortable record of what you deliberately consumed and why, builds itself through habit. And then the cycle repeats at a higher level of complexity, with a richer system and a wider hypergraph. That is the arc of what this session is actually about. Today's content maps directly onto that cycle. ASAP Quick Pick is the specific technique that moves you from unconscious incompetence, saving videos into one differentiated bucket, into the beginning of conscious competence. It is, as the title says, the first doctrine move. 5 questions. Let's go. Question number 1. Watch later, ask one question. Do you want to save this video? Never ask the more important question. Will you actually consume it and when? The ASAP Quick Pick was built to answer that second question. So what is it? What problem does it solve that Watch Later could not? And why does introducing time and intent into your playlist system change everything about how you operate as a content consumer? Listen, Watch Later is not a bad feature. I want to be clear about that at the top. Watch Later represents something real. It represents the moment a content consumer looks at a video and makes a deliberate decision. This matters enough to say that is not nothing. That is the beginning of conscious content consumption. You tapped the video, you put it somewhere intentionally. But Watch Later is still a bucket with one dimension. And here is what I mean by that. When you save a video to watch later, the platform asks you exactly one question. Do you want to save this video? You answer yes. The video goes into the bucket grows, and the platform never follows up. It never asks, when are you planning to watch this? It never asks, is this something you need now or something you want to archive for a later moment in your life? It never distinguishes between the video you need to consume this week and the video you might want to revisit in a year. It treats all saved content identically. One bucket, one label, no time, no intent, no hierarchy. And that is the foundational problem. The ASAP Quick Pick was built to answer the second question. The question Watch Later never ends. Will you actually consume it and when? That is the question. And the moment you build a playlist around that specific question, the moment you give that question a container, title, a specific time horizon, something shifts in how you operate as a content consumer. Let me explain what that shift actually looks like. Before the ASAP Quick Pick, most of us are working with a single bucket. Everything goes in, videos for right now sit next to videos saved 6 months ago that have never been touched. That bucket becomes a cold storage without our permission. We didn't choose to make it cold storage. It became cold storage because we never introduced time. The Quick Pick, the ASAP Quick Pick, introduces time. When I started building ASAP playlists, the original intent was direct. I wanted to watch this now, not eventually, not in a month, now. This content reflects something I'm living through, something I'm thinking about, something relevant to my present experience, coming from the subscription box, from the recommendation feed, from the search results. It belongs here in this specific temporal container because now is when it matters. And here is what that does to the rest of your system. Once you have an ASAP quick pick, watch later does not disappear. It transforms. It becomes what it probably always should have been. Genuine cold storage, long-term saves, videos you want to hold without a specific consumption horizon, things you might return to in a month, a quarter, maybe a year, maybe a decade, things worth preserving but not urgently needed. That transformation happens not because you deleted anything,